entertainment news. Let me bust out with this real fast. Move that over right out the gate. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on with Daisey Ridley and over there at Disney. So a headline came out that Daisey Ridley says that the reception that she got from the fans, from the fandom, I guess she's mostly talking about like the fandom menace types of people. Says it's really getting to her. Like every now it kind of hurts her feelings or something like that. She said it's kind of the reception that she's gotten, that the fact that all these years have passed. Because I guess as an actor, you don't want your contribution to the lore to be received negatively. Everybody tries to do their best, but you know what? For whatever reason, her contribution, her personally was I felt was over the top with the negativity, for whatever reason. But she admitted, she opens up and says that sometimes it does get to her. And this comes in from, let me fix this real quick. Comes in from, that's the wrong thing. Let me make sure I got the right thing coming up here. From Variety, hold on, where is it? Let me switch here real fast. Technical difficulties, guys. Let me fix what's going on right here. Paste. Come on. This should work. All right, quick copy and paste. This should fix it. Guys watching on YouTube and on the live stream, okay. Let me fix that real quick. There. Full screen. We can cover the whole thing. All right. Coming in from Variety. Let's see what we can I put myself in it? Am I still there? Am I still in the oh no, I'm gonna take over the whole damn thing. Well, I don't got time to fix that. Let me scroll down it. Let me go here. Let's see if I can fix this right here. I'll do that. Daisey really says Star Wars Rise of Skywalker outrage is still upsetting. Calls Rey and Kylo Ren's divisive kiss a goodbye that felt earned. Daisey really turned to the Happy Sad. This comes in from Happy Sad Confused podcast amid the release of her latest indie film. Sometimes I think about dying, and looked back at the divisive response to her final Star Wars movie, 2019, the Rise of Skywalker. The movie, along with her predecessor, The Last Jedi, which I feel like is getting a lot of praise lately. And I always said this about the Star Wars the fandom like that. They'll brag on the last thing, and then until the next thing comes out. When whatever currently is out is the thing that they're currently going to bitch about, and then all of a sudden, oh, that last one wasn't that bad, So watch. Once the next Star Wars movie comes out, Rise of Skywalker is going to be like, oh, that was a classic. Anyway. Generated outrage from the fans due to creative decisions that many felt went against the spirit of the franchise. Now, I can agree with that. It's still upsetting, she really says. I now, when asked about the response, she said now, really said now when asked about the response. You don't want people to feel like you've not served the thing they're a fan of, but The Last Jedi was so divisive. It felt like the first one, everyone was responsive in the same way. The second, super divisive. The last one, super divisive. It didn't change how I felt about it. Ridley is set to reprise the role of Rey in the new Star Wars movie directed by Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy from Ms. Marvel. I don't think that's happening anymore. From what I understand, I think that's I heard, I might have to double check that. I think she was let go. And written by, but that doesn't, I didn't like the direction that movie went into too. So this is I don't know how I feel about that news. Written by Stephen Knight from Peaky Blinders. She said that before her meeting with Lucasfilm's president Kathleen Kennedy to discuss bringing Rey back, she noticed symmetry around the rise of Skywalker changing somewhat. What was strange was before I had breakfast with Kathy last year, I had 5 people come to me and go, "Are you going to do any more with you?" Ridley said, and it was really strange. In the 6 to 8 months before that, the way with which I was being greeted by people's response to the rise of Skywalker was quite different than it had been before. Time had passed. That was what was really strange. Like I said, you give it time, these things kind of marinate, and people start to change their mind because they start getting upset about what's currently out right now. They start getting upset with the mistakes that happened in Mandalorian, or with the mistakes that's happening in this and that and the other, and then they'll start forgiving things that they've kind of, all right, that kind of passed through the system. You know, my stomach's settled down now. Maybe Last Jedi wasn't that bad. Maybe Rise of Skywalker was. You know, some very rushed, last minute, stupid mistakes that they made on the Rise of Skywalker. I can agree to that, but I think moving forward, they have plenty of room to correct these things. Let's continue on. One of the biggest points of contention regarding the rise of Skywalker was the reveal that Ridley's character Rey was actually, spoiler alert, granddaughter of Emperor Palpatine. Rey's parentage was kept a mystery in The Force Awakens, which ignited fan theories debating the character was the offspring of Skywalker or Kenobi, or so on. The Last Jedi rejected those theories by revealing Rey was no one, an orphan whose parents were not tied to the lore of Star Wars. The Rise of Skywalker then backtracked, very nice way of putting that, backtracked, revealing Rey was a Palpatine after all. Ridley weighed in on the retcon debate during the interview with Rolling Stones last year. Well, JJ was the one who was like, she is of no one. So it wasn't just The Last Jedi there where there was the message. Ridley said, what was interesting about the last one for me, was that you can be a hero and not come from anywhere or you can be a hero and come from literally the worst person in the universe. Okay, I get that. You're not your parents. You're not your grandparents. You're not your bloodline. You are not the generations before you. So I was like, sure. But it's beyond my pay grade, really said. I say the words, do the thing. She does, like, that was on, that's like The Last Avatar. Do the thing. I do love the version of you, you can be anyone you want to be, but I also love the version where you can rectify wrongs and can't help what you're born into. Another moment in the Rise of Skywalker that generated a polarizing response is when Rey and Kylo Ren shared a passionate kiss before his death. Kylo has fully abandoned the dark side at that point and even used his own force healing powers to resurrect Rey, who appeared to die after defeating Palpatine. The trilogy will they, won't they, then they moment between Rey and Kylo led to the Rey-Kylo moment, with some fans hoping for a full-blown romance storyline between the two characters. The kiss appeared to give in to these fan demands while alienating a different part of the fandom who felt the kiss didn't make any sense. I felt like it felt earned, Ridley said. This was what Ridley said. Happy, sad, confused podcast when asked about the divisive kiss. What was interesting again is intentionality. My feeling in the moment was that it was a goodbye and that it felt earned. You can call it a kiss. You can call a kiss 1,000 things, but I felt it was a goodbye. Those whole scenes felt emotional, and I felt I was saying goodbye to the job too. Director J.J. Abrams also downplayed the kiss being romantic during a decision about the film shortly after it was released in December 2019. There is as much of a brother-sister thing between Rey and Kylo. What? when asked if they're a romantic thing, he said at the time. So it's not like literally a sexual romantic thing, but it's more like they're bound together in this movie in a crazy spiritual way that again felt romantic to me. What? What? Ridley recently told Variety that Obey Chouin's idea for the storyline for the new Rey movie is cool as shite, adding no spoilers, but she gave me a rundown of the entire story. If it weren't amazing, I would have been like, okay, call me in 5 years, but it's worthwhile. I feel like a grown up. I feel like a grown up now. Really continued about returning to the Star Wars franchise. When I first started, I was like 20. I was the youngest on the set. It took me the first 2 Star Wars films to feel worthy of being there. Now I'm in my 30s. The whole thing feels quite different. I've been able to work with other filmmakers, and hopefully I've gotten better at performing. Watching Ridley in full appearance in the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast is now up on their channel. Look, I get what she means, man. But I was on the side of, if she would have died and Kylo would have continued on to bring the Jedi Order, that would have probably been a more risky decision. But instead, they gave it to Rey. He sacrificed himself for her. Her sacrifice kind of made sense. She ended the Palpatine lineage, and he was a Skywalker. So if you wanted to continue on with the Skywalker, that made sense to me. I would have felt better about maybe if he died fighting Palpatine, and then she resurrected him, and then maybe they could have gone that way. Maybe not. I don't know. I felt like that was what I felt like I would have rather had. For me. Let me know what you guys think about this. About how Daisy really says that it kind of got to her. It gets to her. She's older now. She's wiser now. But, it still kind of hurts. She puts her all into it, and that's the reception that she received. I'm looking forward to these things. So I want to hear what you guys think about it. Until next time, guys, like I always say, let's keep talking. I hope you hit the like, subscribe button. And until next time, I'll see you guys tomorrow when hopefully when I get everything situated over here. It was kind of a rush job tonight because of all the mistakes I've made. But tomorrow we'll see you guys. Me, Tabitha Joy, will be here live in studio. And